And we are live. There we go. I'm like, hold on, what's going on with the mic? Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto episode 262. Correct?
63.
263.
Getting up there.
I'm losing track.
Yeah.
Today is Friday, October 5th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
10-ish. What's going on, Clo? 71, TGIF. That's right. What's going on, Crypto Q? Hello, hello.
Thank God it's Friday. Hell yeah.
Some of the folks coming in. What's going on, Allison? For the free Satoshis yesterday, who won?
Oh, yeah. So for the free Satoshis, we have another repeat winner. I believe he may be in the leaderboards for the most one. Shout out to Chris Ladd.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Chris Ladd been on fire.
Chris Ladd's been on fire. Like we keep telling people, hey, if you comment, if we have a good amount of comments, you can win. Thanks for his comment in regards to our discussion about Abra, who had the BIT10 token where you can buy a collection of cryptocurrencies that they select with their token, and whether or not it will move the space forward, or do we need an ETF. So he raised those questions, and good to see there, and we'll be sending those free Satoshis.
Oh, speaking of which, what's going on, Chris Ladd? Hello.
What's up, brother?
Thanks for those comments. All right, speaking of Abra and their index funds and the Coinbase saving bundle, what they call poor man's bundle.
Poor man's bundle.
Today's top story: Goldman-backed Circle is selling cryptocurrency "quote-unquote" collections.
Oh man!
Oh my goodness! Index funds, bundles, and collections. It is going to be a crazy 2019 if the cryptocurrency space has anything to say about it. Circle Invest announced today that the launch of 3 new collections of index funds for cryptocurrencies. Divya Argawala, Senior Vice President at Circle, posted on the company's blog that the quote "buy the market" feature was so successful that over 30% of our users are taking advantage of it. CCM reported. Looks like the collection types are based on the coin's missions. They will contain an index of coins based on their main goals, missions, the platform's payments, and privacy.
Oh yeah.
What's going on with this?
The good thing is we know now that these companies literally are coming up with the same ideas. They have the same regulators, so they have to come up with similar ideas. And we've seen this with the basket of the poor man stuff on Coinbase. We saw it with Abra, and now we see it with Circle. And the same thing with CBDCs. You would see a stable coin. Sorry, you would see a stable coin here, a stable coin there, then another one. So it's starting to become a pattern, and it's one of those things where it's good in the short term, I believe, because it will onboard a lot of new people. They're allowing you to buy as little as $1 worth of
There we go. I'm tired of hearing the complaints now. You can buy $1.
No excuse.
99 cents cheaper than a cheeseburger these days, people.
Oh yeah. So you can dip your toe into it,
right.
And you don't have to. You can just use a little bit of lunch money just to get into it. And then one of the biggest things that I think will happen is once people see that they can buy it, then they'll be like, well, what if I want to just buy a certain amount more somewhere else? And then they'll be like, well, I can just send it somewhere else, and then I can use it for something else. Then you'll have people moving away, I think, from these platforms.
Why can't I just buy it myself?
They'll be smarter by then, right. I believe, and they'll realize how crypto works. Because if you look at how Wi-Fi and internet works, nobody can describe layer 2 and TCP/IP, but they know if they push on, it works, and that's usually the place we have to get to onboard a lot of people, down the line. So good to see from Circle as far as allowing that to happen. But like we said, they're Goldman Sachs back. They have the infrastructure to do it. But real crypto people realize you can do this right now by yourself,
right,
with your own weighted averages. So it's a bridge to more adoption.
No comments. Yeah, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, I seriously think, like you said, they're in the same room as the regulators. In fact, they're probably on the same conference calls, with the round robin approach of who's going to release what first, even though they're all releasing the same thing.
Yeah, you want to go first, Diamond?
Right, exactly. No, let them have it over at Goldman. We got the last one, so again, it's good for the community, as Bitcoin, they said, mass adoption, all that great stuff. But eventually, these will get dated. But hey, it's good that they're offering it, and just like the other funds we talked about, if you don't want to directly buy into the fund, just figure out what they're buying into, the percentages, and copycat it out.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yale University invested in new $400 million crypto-focused fund, says report.
Oh, yeah.
Huge, people.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Ivy League U.S. and University Yale is said to be one of the investors that helped raise $400 million for a new major cryptocurrency-focused fund. Bloomberg reported today, October 5th. The fund is dubbed Paradigm, was reportedly created by Coinbase co-founder Fred Estrom. Oh, you thought he was out?
Oh, you thought he was gone?
That's what he went to go do.
They don't leave Coinbase and just retire.
There we go. Former Sequoia Capital partner Matt Wong and Charles Noyes, formerly a stalwart crypto fund Pantera Capital. Wow.
Yeah. This is one of those stories where they got they have a $30 billion endowment fund. If you don't know, it's the second largest one in the nation, which is crazy to me. They have $30 billion at their disposal. They should have used some of these millions to help your boy Kavanaugh out, but he may not need their help in the long term.
Right,
but $400 million to invest in a fund. So I don't want people to get all worked up about the investment. It's not going directly into cryptos. Right. It's going into a fund that will allow people to purchase cryptos based on the piece of paper that they give you. So this is still one of those old way of thinking, legacy type investments. However, the amount of money that moves into the market does count towards the market cap.
Right.
So that is why we say, as far as price with Bitcoin and as far as being bullish long term, this money moving to it may move into funds, into different investment groups, which takes away from the initial point of Bitcoin. However, from a market cap standpoint, this will increase the market cap overall. So good to see from Yale. I'm sure they wouldn't use $400 million of their money for a waste. So more and more investment. This is a bigger investment than some people make into companies. So or for buying whole exchanges. So this is good to see. And they still got 30 billion. After this, they still got 29 billion more to go. So
and I just want to highlight. I mean, I'm sure it was created by Coinbase co-founder Fred. Is what, 30 years old, 29, 30, 31 years old. So shout out to him. Another person who wasn't on that top 40 under 40 when it came to crypto. Or in general, this is one of the things. These are the people we want to highlight and point out. I don't think he was, to be sure, but these are people we want to, you want to point out. This dude's like 30 years old. He helped start Coinbase, and now he's starting with looks to be a possible successful venture in the funding side of things, the capital side of things. So,
400 million is nothing to sniff at.
Right there, you go, Fred. Yeah. All right, Time Magazine includes blockchain startup in its 50 Genius Companies 2018 list.
What up?
Of course, as I just talked about the 40 under 40 crypto, we know most of these magazines mean nothing. However, or at least the mainstream ones. However, the company they decided to select was actually pretty good. American Journal Time Magazine has included a blockchain startup in his recent top 50 Genius Companies of 2018. It was published yesterday. One word to key in on is the genius part, because we kind of were like, oh, this is an interesting company for them to pick. But when you think about the genius of it, what's the company that they chose and why?
Well, in the most profitable landmass on Earth, the continent of Africa, and more specifically the country of Ghana, Bitland has created a cryptographic token which represents the land that is there, so that they can actually have a registry for their land, because according to the IMF, 90% of the land is unregistered, meaning people can just show up and steal it. Nobody has a deed. Nobody says, this is blocked off for who.
Go ahead and take that land.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take that. We got all the AKs and and all the bombs. So, excuse me. So, this project also allows smart contracts governing purchase, lease, and rental of the assets that can be executed automatically. This is, the first stage of what we said will be a huge real estate market for tokenizing, the ability to buy land in a matter of hours, really. If you say, I want this land, you view it, you go look at it. There's no reason it should take a week for the bank to send a check to the lawyers.
That's a low number.
Yeah, that's a low number, because I used to work for a law firm doing IT, and one of the biggest things biggest complaints they used to have was that the software they were using to process the payments would take 2 weeks. Then the people have to show up to get a physical paper check, which was a security problem within itself. What if somebody shows up and takes it, whatever. So it's one of those things where it's going to happen, and Bitland being, shown as a top 50 company is great to see, because it's not very well known, in the U.S., but this solves the real world problems we talk about. And long term, I'm telling you, real estate that's a big play right there. We've seen houses sold for Bitcoin. We've seen
tokenize everything. Tokenize the land we're on.
Yep. We've seen workspaces put on blockchain with what is that, Primal Base.
Right.
So we're starting to see, if you want to rent some space, there's no reason you should have to process it, through that long process. Just get it and go. So good to see that.
Green Jet Hold'em is complimenting your shirt. He said they said they got one personally from Sinclair Skinner down at the Black Business School Conference last week in Philly.
Give them out. Yeah. Satoshi is black. I know, because I am Satoshi.
There it is. Secret's out.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
The name of the company is Bitland. Yeah, Sean.
Another great story coming out. Paradigm shift. Samurai wallet removes fiat values in favor of Satoshis.
Oh yeah,
have to give it
up for Samurai, holding on to your ideals.
People, we've been talking about this for as long as we were like, this is when the actual flipping will really happen. This is the first, I'm sure, of many wallets to do it, because I think it'll catch on almost as an industry thing, a community thing, where it's just like, why is your wallet not denominated in Satoshis? Why isn't there any area where we can figure things out in just Satoshis, not just fiat currency? That definitely will catch fire. It looks like Samurai Wallet announced the release of a new app update on September 28th, which is not too long ago, a week ago, that removes fiat values for wallet balances and transaction fees. Instead, the wallet now shows only Satoshis, SAT, the smallest unit of Bitcoin for all values. So whether you want to change or not, it is happening.
Oh yeah.
The Bitcoin wallet provider knew that the change could cause some frustration among users and possibly cause some to leave the app. However, the decision was made in order to clear confusion about the limited role fiat currency plays in the Bitcoin economy. There we go. I like this company.
Hey, I like the fact they said possibly they knew some people could leave the app.
Right,
like
leave.
All right, leave. Bye.
Hey, and have the banks take all your money and charge you fees, and the government bail them out again. Like,
come back when Bitcoin's 100K.
Right.
And your Satoshis are worth thousands.
Right. The goal is to draw attention to the fact that users are in fact transacting with the native token to the Bitcoin network, BTC, and nothing else.
Oh yeah.
Friendly reminder, it says here, Bitcoin still stands as an independent currency. You know, if they're on the right track, I think all exchanges do it, because that literally will stop all this volatility you hear about and all these fluctuations. It will, boom, it'll be wiped out.
Yeah.
Because people will no longer say, well, it equals 7,000 USD, 20,000 USD. It'll be one Bitcoin is a Bitcoin, period. And there's not a lot left to go around, so you better have some Satoshis loaded up.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I think I believe the price is around $1,400 to buy 1 million Satoshis, if I'm not mistaken. So when we talk about one Satoshi equals $1 one day, meaning that it may be pegged to a national currency, that's one of the things that you want to start to think about if you're new to the space. People who have been in it, they understand, Satoshis, there is a different denomination. However, most people, they just see it as a decimal point, and when it's math, and they're like, nope, math, no, I don't want to deal with that. How much is it in USD? But once you get deeper into it, you realize it is its own economy. And don't forget where we came from, people. This was literally meant for people to make payments. It is a payment system. That is in the first sentence of the white paper. It is literally an electronic payment system. So for those of you who look at it as an investment, that's fine, because like we said, this is what good money looks like. Some people think of it as an investment. Some people can retire off of it. Some people hold. However, at the end of the day, it is a payment system. You can pay for things with Bitcoin. So good to see there. And hey, Samurai's not backing down. Like we said, less scared people equals a stronger community. Stop being scared, people.
Samurai's mission, I like their mission statement. It states, we are privacy activists who have dedicated our lives to creating the software that Silicon Valley would never build, the regulators would never allow, and the VCs will never invest in. We build the software that Bitcoin deserves. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what we're talking about. This is good stuff, people. And again, this is what we mean by there's developers and stuff working on some of these projects, either for free, close to nothing, or just for the love of it. It certainly seems, just from reading some of their statements, that they're here for the love of it. And, and again, this is where we're headed to anyway. It's everything's going to be in Satoshis or in or some denomination of a cryptocurrency value, not in USD or any other fiat currency.
Oh yeah, and if you don't know what Samurai Wallet is, they've been around for a while now. However, they got kind of famous, so to say, in 2017 when they chose not to support Bitcoin Cash. Unlike most other wallets, they was like, no, we don't want anything to do with it, because they considered it an attack on the Bitcoin network, which it was. It was literally trying to suck money out of people to jump into Bitcoin Cash, which failed miserably. And now Jahan Wu's going through his troubles, and Roger Ver is somewhere flipping somebody off. So good for Samurai to stick to their original ideals, which is Bitcoin. So good to see there.
Shadow Fresh says, anyone living completely off Satoshis in Bitcoin. If you're talking about actually paying for everything in it, because that's the biggest, like I've heard people tell me before, well, you can't pay your bills with it, you can't pay this with it. I'm like, literally, what, a couple of decades ago, you couldn't pay using whatever we have, Apple Pay, electronic transfers, wire transfers.
Everything was checked.
Everything was checked. So it's one of those things where if you're looking for a reason not to use it, you can always find one. But again, we say it numerous times on the show as far as how you can utilize it to pay is up to you.
Yeah.
If you're not pressuring the places you go to accept it, then they have no reason to.
Yeah.
When we go places, we pressure them to accept it. We tell them, you know, hey, we'll show them how to transfer the dollars or whatever and all the other good stuff they want to. Or we'll just straight up say, well, I would love to buy something, but if you can't figure out a way to take it in Bitcoin, and you know, of course, it's not a one-time thing. You keep going back, and eventually they switch over. So.
Oh yeah, and don't be mistaken. As strong as the Bitcoin community is, you do need payment providers or as far as businesses to accept it to completely live off of it. But I believe there is one guy. There was a story about him. He moved him and his family into the woods. They built their own house. They live completely off Bitcoin. And they did a story about him. I think it was on Viceland or something like that. But yeah, there are people that have tried it. It's pretty much impossible in the U.S., but there are some other countries or places you could get it done. There's a whole Bitcoin street in Amsterdam. Liberland is a whole Bitcoin country. Bitcointopia out in Nevada. There's places where you can actually use straight Bitcoin, but it takes time.
So Shadow Fresh, yes, we've actually talked to people who use Bitwage who say they get all their checks in straight crypto. Again, you can. It's just about setting it up. You know, providing education for employers, and then of course payment processors and merchants. So we still got some time to go for that.
It's a large industry
but it's coming. It's definitely coming. And again, we've seen it with other industries, like you said, checks, debit cards. Now we got Apple Pay and all this other stuff on your cell phone. They all copy cryptocurrency and Bitcoin in general.
Oh yeah.
But it's definitely coming.
Oh yeah.
For the free Satoshis today, what are we doing?
So for the free Satoshis, we just discussed Samurai Wallet denominating in Satoshis. Do you think this should be a practice across the board with a lot more wallets, or do you think the USD value should stay in order to help new customers? Let us know what you think. Put your public address and we'll send those free Satoshis.
And again, for that $300 off general admission for World CryptoCon, October 31st, November 2nd. That link code, that referral link code is in our notes. It was in the notes for yesterday's video. We're going to put it in today's video as well in another hour or so once it gets done processing. So if you're interested in joining us in Vegas, make sure you check that link out. See if you can make it. It's in a few weeks. It's going to be a great time, and I can't wait.
Absolutely.
All right, other than that, have a happy Friday, folks, and we will see you all next week.
Have a good weekend.
Cheers.